Do you need help with marketing, new clients, or online reviews? MassageBook is your solution, streamlining all the challenging aspects of your massage therapy practice. This powerful software simplifies scheduling, payments, and marketing, allowing you to focus on what you do best, helping clients live better. Plus, sign up now with code ABMP50 and get $50 off after your free 30-day trial. Visit MassageBook.com, create an account, and transform your practice today. That's MassageBook with code ABMP50 for $50 off. Don't wait. Give it a shot today.
Hello and welcome to Fully Booked with Elicia Crook. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my most successful accidental campaigns I ever ran. But for you, if your books are feeling a bit quiet or you're just thinking, I just need a few more clients, you are going to love this episode. I'm going to share one of the simplest campaigns I ever ran completely by accident that took me from basically no clients to almost being fully booked again pretty quickly. No ads, no complicated strategy, just something that actually works. And the best part is this is just one way to do it. And if you're ready to get your next 5 clients without overthinking everything, that's exactly why I created Fast 5. It's a simple, practical mini course from the Health Leader Co. It's currently 50% off and you'll receive 4 CE credits with NCBTMB. You can find it at go.healthleaderco.com/fast5. Early on in my career, when I was working out of a chiropractic clinic, I was a subcontractor, sort of room renter. One of those situations where there was no actual contract. It was one of those situations where there was no contract. We just had a verbal agreement. And I made a decision after about 3 years to go to the snow in Mount Hotham, which is about 6 hours north from where I live, where we do have snow here in Australia. And James and I lived in a little apartment in Mount Hotham for a season. It was a 4-month season. And I worked at a massage clinic. I worked in the day spa as a body therapist and remedial therapist, treating loads of calves and quads and lots of people who decided to do the opposite of what they knew how to do. So they're often quite sore. I learned a bunch of great stuff, learned how to snowboard, and the best time. Look, I'd probably say we learned a few other things as well, but I won't talk about them on the podcast. So Hotham was wild. There was only a few things to do, and that was really play hard, party hard, and work hard. That's all there really was. And so we just super enjoyed that. And when I came back, my business had effectively just died. There was no one left. Like I had 2 beautiful girls take over from my space. And again, an unwritten agreement very early on in the piece, early 2000s. And it's why we recommend being way more clear and very intentional because these are some of the mistakes that I made. I just didn't set them up with any systems. I didn't hand them well over to my clients. I just assumed because they were remedial therapists and I swapped with them that I could get them to see my clients and that my clients would be happy to see them. And it turns out that my clients liked me. And so when I came back, my business was dead and I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll send out a buy one, get your second massage free to all of my regulars that came in, which was great. And like an actual posted letter, I printed it out, an actual envelope, and sent that out to my clients. And then I got a new problem, right? My next challenge was that people actually loved it. They all came back in. And then the second month, I kind of worked for free, which was not such a great option. So I thought to myself, wow, that worked really well from no one to, back then like 15 or 20 clients a week within a very short space of time. I thought, what if I did it and I could get their family and friends to come in with me? So use it as a referral strategy, but I'm not prepared to work for free. But I did like the idea of people coming back. So as an incentive, I gave every client that came to see me already a letter that said, please give this to your family or friends. I wrote on it a bit like a letter. They had to write their name. So dear friend, dear Mary, this voucher is for you to have a 1 massage with Elicia Crook and get your second massage half price. What this actually did was so many of my clients, which I had no idea, were already telling their family and friends about their wonderful massage that they were getting and they loved it and that they came back every month and it was really good for them and their family and friends should come too. What I didn't realize was this letter or this offer actually gave them a reason to say that to their family and friends, you need to go see her. And here's the thing, take the thing and go and see her. I've been telling you to do this for ages. So what would happen is people, I found lots of family and friends and clients starting to come through the door. And they were also a very similar values match to the clients I was already seeing. They were quite aware of the way that I saw people, which is often for maintenance and sort of coming in for a problem and then staying for maintenance. And it works super well. So how it works is I would give a letter that said, please come and see Elicia Crook. Here's the clinic details. When you come in, you'll pay X amount. Your second massage will be half price. Now, I had a few ways of doing this over the years, but often, strangely enough, my clients who were already raving fans never really wanted anything in return from me for doing this. So I didn't really have to do anything where I went to give them, a discount or, a gift or something like that. Occasionally I did. But often they were just so happy that their family and friends were finally coming in that it never bothered them that they didn't get something out of it. In different seasons of my business, I did give people, $10 off or $15 off or a product or a gift or something like that. What this worked really well for in this particular season, early 2000s after the snow trip, was that it completely filled my books within about 3 months. By the time all my regulars had come back in, by the time they kind of settled down and then their families and friends started to come in, and then I was doing other strategies at schools and seated massages and different events and things like that, this was a really powerful strategy that I just kind of held on to. I went, oh, well, that works really well. I'm going to keep that up my sleeve. Then when I had staff to come and work for me, we never did this right at the start. What we would do is, all the usual things, promote them on social media, tell our clients about them, send email newsletters, that kind of stuff to promote them out there in the world. Then once they were familiar with our system, and that, we knew they were a right fit for the clinic and they knew how to rebook, etc., then what we would do is this strategy with them. So the first team member I did this with, she was a very people-y person. And so I said, right, Sarah, we're going to print these off. This is the deal. I explained it well to her. You're going to give these to every single one of your current client in the next month. And you're going to get your clients to say, come see Sarah. And oh my gosh, this went off so well with her. She had so many families coming in. So they'd start off with one person coming in and they were kind of the test case for the families, I think. And then they'd send their partner and then their sister and then their sister's partner and their mum would come in and their best friends came in. And we're talking like 5 or 6 people were referred to the practice just because of the way that Sarah related to her clients. So it works super well. We did this with other team members who were starting a new modality. So starting something new that might have been, Bowen that was brought into the clinic or gentle scar therapy or cupping, something that was really different and a bit unique, would utilize this strategy. One of the reasons that this strategy works really, really well is because it's done in private. So sometimes I've seen people go, oh, that's a good strategy. I'm going to take it and do it, give it to everybody and I'll put it out in the public and I'll put it on Facebook and through my social media. And it's like, what we would say is always talk about your authority and the outcomes you create in public. And then you can discount in private for a really small intentional moment. So when you know that this is the reason that you're going to be doing it this way, because you want to build a team member or you want to build this client base or you want to be able to see how many extra clients this month, utilize something like this as your strategy, not as a general brush stroke. So it might be for every new client you see, you say, welcome, we love having you here. If this is something that's been helpful for you, we'd love to offer you this as a gift to give your family and friends and invite them into your practice. And it's a brilliant strategy. And I know many clients of ours, like therapists we've worked with, have utilized this strategy and it is really helpful. And the interesting thing is that the feedback is usually like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I feel like such a valued member of the community. And I'm like, that's right. That's exactly who you are. So we want to make sure that when we're doing this, we want to discount in private and make sure that we are doing it in a really intentional way. And often it's in a boundaried way as well. I think one of the most important elements of this to get right is to make sure that we're getting the language right. And that is so that you can explain it, but also so clients are really clear. So it might sound something like this, dear, and we would leave it name, blank for a name. As you know, I go and see, insert your name or Elicia Crook, and this offer is for you to be able to go see her as well. The offer is have one massage and get your second one half price. It's valid until, and then this person, signed it. So now if you want to give your client a reason for doing it, you just get them to fill this in and bring it in. So when your family or friend comes in, and that's what I mean, sometimes it gets a bit complicated when you're talking about it outright, but But if your client refers someone and your client comes back in after the new clients come to see you, that's when you can give them, a $10 off or, something like that. If it's a small practice and you just already know, you might actually know who's referred you in, which is fantastic. And what I love about this strategy is it doesn't cost you anything. It does mean that you have to have some clients coming in order for it to work. And however, it can just be a really great way of boosting your numbers, getting a few clients through the door, people who already are values matched and already know who you are. They know, like, and trust you. And that's why I think it can work really effectively. So if you'd like to know more about this or you have questions, you can always send us an email. If you've got other things you'd love us to chat about, you can always send that through as well. I trust that this has been super helpful and that potentially it's given you another way of being able to promote and get yourself out there, as well as help people get the incredible work that you do in the treatment room. So the people actually get what you do before they even come in. And you can create that safe space where people can come and experience the incredible work that you do. And maybe marketing doesn't have to feel quite so hard. So for more insights and practical tips and inspiration to take your practice to the next level, please subscribe to the ABMP Podcast Network wherever you listen to great podcasts, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.